Welcome to another episode of You Are Worthy, a place where we believe in knowledge, compassion, and whole person care. I am your host, Dr. Motunrayo Eteyit. Today's episode is for the professional who is exhausted, not from the work itself, but from surviving the environment. This is for the adult who walks into work competent, qualified, prepared, and still feels dismissed, excluded, or targeted. Today, we're talking about resilience, not the performative kind, the protective kind. And the truth is simple: you are worthy, even in hostile spaces. Let's define what we're talking about. Workplace bullying in adulthood rarely looks dramatic. It looks strategic. It looks like being excluded from meetings you should attend, having your ideas ignored, then praised when repeated by someone else, being micromanaged while others are trusted, being labeled difficult for asking reasonable questions, watching cliques form power alliances, reporting concerns and being told to stay positive. This is not office drama. This is chronic psychological stress exposure. And your nervous system does not interpret chronic exclusion as minor. It interprets it as a threat. When you begin to dread Sundays, when your heart rate rises before meetings, when you rehearse conversations repeatedly in your head, your body is responding to perceived instability. This is not a weakness. It is biology. Let's talk about the internal shift, because this is where people begin to lose themselves. You may notice increased self-doubt, rumination at night, over-preparing, emotional numbness, anxiety before emails, and questioning your competence. Here's the clinical truth. When an environment repeatedly undermines your psychological safety, your brain begins scanning for threat. That hypervigilance consumes cognitive resources. Your confidence starts to shake, even though your competence has not changed. And the most dangerous thought becomes, maybe it's me. Hostile environments create distorted mirrors. You start interpreting survival fatigue as personal failure. But resilience begins with accurate attribution. Not everything you feel is a flaw. Some of it is a response. Humans are wired for inclusion. Workplace cliques activate something deeper than inconvenience. They activate belonging trauma. When you're excluded as an adult, it often triggers earlier memories of not fitting in, being overlooked, and being misunderstood. And here is something powerful. Not fitting into a toxic culture is not evidence of inadequacy. It is often evidence of integrity. If you are values-driven, collaborative, and emotionally intelligent, you may not align with environments driven by insecurity and power consolidation. You may not belong there, and that may be protection. Resilience has been misunderstood. Resilience is not tolerating disrespect, overperforming to prove worth, staying silent to keep the peace, or accepting chronic stress as normal. Resilience is protecting your identity, maintaining self-trust, setting boundaries, planning strategically, and preserving your nervous system. Sometimes, resilience is staying while preparing to leave. Sometimes resilience is leaving. But resilience always includes remembering who you were before the environment started reshaping you. Ask yourself, who am I outside this job? What feedback do I receive in safe spaces? And when did I start doubting myself? Resilience requires identity anchoring, and it is crucial for you to understand that your job is a role. It is not your worth. This is the hardest part. Let's talk about situations when there is no support, when HR minimizes, when leadership protects power, and when complaints are reframed as a personality conflict. Organizational systems are often designed to reduce liability, not to preserve your emotional safety. That reality can feel invalidating, but it is also clarifying. Because if the system refuses to protect you, your responsibility shifts to protecting yourself. That may include documentation, external mentorship and therapy, legal consultation if warranted, financial planning, and resume updates. You are allowed to create optionality. You are not trapped, even if you feel stuck. Now, let's move from awareness to action. Document strategically means you record date, time, behavior, witnesses, emotional impact, and follow-up communication. Because facts create clarity. Regulating your nervous system means before work, try 3 to 5 minutes of controlled breathing, a grounding ritual in your car, and or an intentional affirmation. After work, decompression ritual before entering home, change your clothes, and shower. Take a walk. This routine signals to your body that the threat has passed. Here are some boundary scripts to use when needed. Ask, Superior, can you clarify expectations in writing? I'd like specific examples so I can improve. Let's keep communication focused on deliverables. These scripts are professional, neutral, and firm. Build your exit plan, even if you stay. Update your resume, LinkedIn, certification, and work on your network connections. Because optionality restores psychological power. If your work environment has made you question yourself, pause with me. You are worthy. Even if they exclude you, you are worthy. Even if they misunderstand you, you are worthy. Even if they attempt to diminish you, your value was never assigned by a supervisor, colleague, or coworker. Your worth does not fluctuate with someone else's insecurity. Tonight, I would like you to journal and answer the following questions. Where have I internalized something that doesn't belong to me? What evidence exists that I am competent? What would protecting myself look like? Is this environment aligned with who I am becoming? Remember, resilience is not silent suffering. Resilience is conscious self-protection. And if you are navigating a hostile work environment right now, you are not weak. You are surviving something real, and you are still worthy. Until next time, take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul.